What's going on, everyone? This is Corey with Xbox Tavern with another review. This time I've been playing Blood, or hashtag Blood. I've not heard it said anywhere, so I'm just going to call it Blood for now, although the hashtag will make sense in a bit. Blood is an action-adventure kind of dungeon crawlery at times game where you take on a normal life as a new kid in town, although you, as Becky Brewster, come to find out it's not so normal, or at least some not so normal activity is going on. And it all swirls around a company that has built a social media empire that at its core is built on short form, character limited posts and images. This is important because it's entirely baked into the UI of the game, and your missions and side lore are baked into these posts because everything happens from your phone as a teenager in this town. And a cool feature that I really liked is the hashtags, which, like the title of the game has, acts as a reminder of where to go, who to talk to, what to do in case you forgot or missed it during the text reads of the story. So they are actually helpful. And lastly, if it's not apparent, this game is about fighting vampires and vampire-like enemies. I'm not going to spoil anything else from the story, but it is a fine enough story for a game. I was invested through the entire playthrough, so let's talk about what really matters, which is the gameplay. Since you will be fighting blood-sucking enemies, of course, you will be doing some combat. This mostly comes with a field hockey stick in your hand that you can use to whack and combo enemies into oblivion. As you progress, though, you will be able to upgrade this weapon. You're going to add some additional combat benefits and traversal benefits as well. What do I mean by traversal in a game like this? Well, you're going to come across locked paths and hidden shortcuts and secrets that these traversal benefits will help you get across or open up. Now, the fighting is very Mash X type of approach, or at least that's how I approach the game. Although there is some strategy in kiting enemies and using the dodge that they give you to effectively defeat larger crowds of enemies. The enemies themselves do get more complex as you find them as the game goes on, so you aren't always able to just fight all of the enemies straight on. In some cases, you may need to parry or wait, dodge, and hit them from behind, things like that. So as you play, it will vary a little bit. Now, this carries over into the boss battles as well. Speaking of the boss battles, it's worth noting that each of the major bosses feel completely unique, and it brings a ton of variety to the game. It's actually a standout feature, if you ask me. The way that they have approached boss battles is really well done. Like I said, each one feels unique, and it's not like repeated stuff. So grade A on the boss battles. The missions that lead you through the game are mostly expected standard fare for these types of games, so nothing stands out there. But I do want to point out that the completionists will want to try and wrap things up within the chapter that they get the quest. Now, I can't speak for every quest, but there were definitely some quests that I ended up with that I found I couldn't complete, or at least I could not figure out how to complete in later chapters. That's because characters would move and some places may be locked because of the story reasons. I don't know. There was just some incomplete quests that were mocking me in my mission log that I was really hoping to be able to complete, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. So that could be on me, but if it is, it was not apparent in the game. So that's my only real gripe about the game, is they give me these quests and missions that I can't go back or do later. I have to pretty much do them at that time, or so it seems. To wrap this up, I do want to talk about the style of the game because that's a huge aspect of it, and I love it. It reminds me of some of the late 90s cartoons, and that was my era to grow up in, and I can't get enough of it. From the animation in the gameplay, to the cutscenes, to the title cards for the chapters. They look like the title cards to cartoon shows that you would watch growing up. It put a big smile on my face when I saw that. It's clear where the inspiration came from, and I'm glad they went with that stylistic choice. Overall, I did have a blast with this game. I recommend it for any fans of this genre here. If you aren't on xboxtavern.com, be sure to go there for my final score on the game, and I will see you in the next review. Goodbye.